I have spent the last year sleeping alone in a van in some of the most dangerous cities in America, Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City, but tonight in Hollywood, California was the first time I have ever been so worried for my safety that I left and didn't last the night.
Oh no. What did I just see? I can't get over it.
Sometimes people see my life on the internet and say to me, wow, you're so brave and fearless, living alone in a van and traveling the country, and I don't ever want to paint a false image of this lifestyle. The reality is, I am scared shitless. After 3 years of living on the road, I had thought I got used to that feeling of only having a thin metal wall between me and whatever potential threat may lay on the other side. The heart-racing dread when my van creaks and I didn't move, the vigilant eye sweeping when I pick a new spot, wondering if too much light is seeping through my window covers and if people know I'm inside. Do they know I'm a girl? Do they know I'm alone? I got used to checking crime rates and news stations, looking for video cameras or threatening people, but this is only my second week back in the van after 3 months off while selling my old van and starting to build this new one. And I think I've forgotten how to van life. But I definitely was reminded real fast today why van life is not all fun and games. It's not just pretty landscapes and rent-free adventures. Last night, I stayed at a 24-hour fitness outside of Los Angeles. I liked it because security was patrolling all night, but that had me wondering what happens often enough here to need 24-hour security. It seemed like a super nice area, but sometimes security can be a bad sign just as much as a good sign. Now you're probably thinking, well, you wouldn't be so scared if you stopped picking cities and went out into the middle of nowhere, but that's the conundrum, right? At least in a city there are people around to hear me scream, unlike in the middle of nowhere where I would be completely alone. Though, would a stranger come to my defense if I screamed? I don't know. Think about how many car alarms you've heard in your life and never gone check if the vehicle is being stolen. It is like December 14th. It is almost Christmas and it is currently 81 degrees. I have never. What's even crazier is that I can just drive somewhere else that's a little more cool and just find the perfect temperature. That is hashtag van life for you in a nutshell. Oh my gosh. Why did I live in the cold for so long? Right, let's start the day with breakfast. Honestly, living in this van, if you can see, there's just really not space for me to pull out a stove and cook safely. So I've really just not made a single meal myself, unless it's like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, ham and cheese sandwiches. Oh, because by the way, I also don't have a fridge. I've got nothing in here. We're just making it work. But yeah, let's start the day. When I started this vlog, it was supposed to just be a fun, silly little day exploring LA and Hollywood. And I thought of maybe cutting all of these parts out to keep the message I wanted to share today, but I actually think cutting these out would do a disservice to the truth about van life. We can sit here and focus on the negative, or we could sit here and focus solely on the positive. But it's really a balance. It's ups and downs. We see what we focus on. And I think that's where I got misconstrued today. You can't be traveling solo and not be focusing to some degree on the negative. That's how you get hurt. That's how you get trafficked. That's how you get killed. But we wouldn't do this if it weren't for a reason, right? And my reason varies on the day, but I mostly got into van life because I didn't want to ever have to focus on or worry about wasting my money on rent again. But the other really great thing is I can travel around to silly, weird, little obscure places like this. This is the oldest McDonald's in the world, established before I was even born, and they have turned part of it into a museum, or rather a little ode to McDonald's and its history, which I find hilarious and ba-dum-bum-bum-bum, I am loving it. I'm so sorry, that was so cringy. So anyway, I figured we could check it out this morning. This nightmare fuel of a being is the original McDonald's mascot, back in 1953 when McDonald's used to be called Speedy. Honestly, this whole place would make a great haunted house. Hilariously, I also learned that the eventual owner of the McDonald's Corporation started as a traveling salesman for milkshake machines. So a company founded on the back of a man with vast knowledge of milkshake machines is the same company infamously known for their milkshake machines always being down. Even this McDonald's, the oldest one in the world, still had their milkshake machines down today. So there truly just is no hope in the world, is there? The temptation to eat this all right now is very strong, but there's actually an even cooler place I want to go to eat this. So patience is a virtue. At least that's what I'm told. I've never been really good at it. All right, let's go. Alright, so before the thing happens that you're about to see, let's review some gas station safety, shall we? Pick a well-lit station, close to the attendant or building. Keep valuables hidden. Always remove your car keys. Keep your eyes scanning and your back to the car. Try not to get gas late at night. Carry protection in whatever type you're comfortable with. And this video today is your reminder that bad things don't only happen at night. My decision today is that before, I always went with the play nice tactic and don't offend people, and then they won't get upset and get violent. But I've decided from here on out, I'm going with the act insane, mentally crazy, and scarier than them tactic.
What?
Do you smoke cannabis?
No.
Because I just got off work and I have some bomb cannabis. I was gonna give you some. Where are you headed to?
I am headed to work actually.
Do you smoke vape pens? You want a vape pen?
No, I don't smoke at all.
Oh, okay. Do you mind if I get your number?
Oh,
I'm all happy because I got paid today. I got like $1,000. Do you want to make some like money and stuff? I don't mind hooking up with some cash too now.
oh no, that's okay, but thank you.
All right, let's.
I'm like shaking, I hate that. This morning, I got a new bumper sticker, and so I gave him the number on my bumper sticker.
Which also is dangerous. My mom is watching this right now being like, oh my God, you can't mess with these people. Especially when they're like offering you drugs. Like my mom and my grandmother are watching this right now shaking, like so angry. I'm gonna get a phone call any minute now. But I gave him this phone number, which if you wanna have a fun time, go ahead and call that number. See what happens. I love wearing cute outfits and I love feeling really cute, and I actually like this morning I was like, I don't know, I don't want to really do anything, and then I put on a cute outfit and I felt so motivated, and I just, that's how I work. Like if I put on a cute outfit, I feel better, I feel more motivated to do things. But that's the consequences. That's the consequences, right? Like when I wear a hoodie, actually this is a lie, I was at a Walmart in Victorville in California like 2 days ago, and I looked straight like actual homeless, and the guy at the Walmart, like he was like checking like receipts, and he was just like this, like not even paying attention, just like doing this. And then I came up there in my hoodie and sweatpants, no makeup, hair like a knot because I had just gotten out of the hot springs, and so I smelled like sulfur, which is not good. And he got so excited, he was like, hi, who are you, like what's your name? And I'm like pretend like I didn't even speak the language, and just was like trying to rip my receipt out of his hand. So it is not even about the outfits, not even about the outfits. I mean, anyway, let's keep having a good day now that my french fries are cold. By the way, I did not have enough patience. So, is anyone surprised here? Anyway, I cannot wait to show you where we're going next. So, back at it. Be a good TV show though. I found love at a gas station. So very clearly that could have gone a lot worse, a lot worse, but my biggest mistake was playing nice, thinking I could say no when he would just leave me alone, and I never should have turned my back for those 3 seconds to get into the vehicle. Imagine if he had pulled a knife or entered the vehicle or literally anything. Just let your imagination run wild. I was very lucky, and it was certainly a reminder that playing nice gets you nowhere sometimes. The tension between me and that double cheeseburger is palpable. All right, let's go.
I unfortunately just remembered how gross McDonald's is. It doesn't even look appetizing. It's so bad. Well, at least the view's great. Honestly, I'm a little grossed out that I ate that. It was so gross. All right. Since the day I moved into a van, people have asked me millions of questions on safety and the anxiety of traveling alone. And my answer has always been the same. When I lived in an apartment building, I was assaulted within eye distance of my own home, my own door. It can happen anywhere. Yes, there are some places where it is more likely to happen than others, but what I have learned is that instead of being scared and living my life in fear, I've decided I want to equip myself and prepare for those situations so that I can feel more confident in my everyday life. I've taken karate since I was a kid. I have weapons of all degrees in my vehicles, and I recently invested in a product called Barna that I can actually have in all 50 states that changes the game for me when it comes to safety. I have a button to call the cops in an instant, always on my body. I have extra security locks on my van, and the list goes on, but that's a whole different video. I actually did record a video about van life safety, and I'll link it in the description if you're interested, but my point is it can happen anywhere, so we have a choice to hide away and spend our lives in fear, or we can take back control and equip ourselves with knowledge and tools to handle anything. And that's exactly what I've chosen to do. I mean, think about it. Even if I didn't live in a van, I would still have to go pump gas for my car. I'd still have to go to the grocery store. Personally, and this definitely doesn't go for everyone, but I have never been harmed in a way that is specific to the fact that I'm sleeping in my vehicle. The world's a dangerous place, period. And whether I have a home, an apartment, a box, or a van, I have to be vigilant and prepare myself for anything at any moment. Speakers are super popular out here at the beach, on hiking trails, on the street, but they're all really bulky and big and the size of mini backpacks.
So this is actually the perfect segue into the sponsor of our video, which is MUZEN Audio, and they sent me something that I am very excited about, but my little sister is even more excited about. She has dibs on this one, and I'm actually gonna order this one because this is more my style, but this one's very her style. Anyway, so look at this packaging. Oh my goodness. My little brother wanted to use it for soccer practice, and my sister wanted to use it for puzzles, which is not the intended purpose. They're outdoor speakers. It's super lightweight, only takes 1 amp to charge, which you know in van life is very important. But look at this. Look how tiny and adorable. You can actually put a little strap around the top here, so you can hook it on your backpack, on your jeans, wherever you want to put it while you're hiking and walking around. And if you hold it, you get a flashlight. I know. Pretty dandy, if I do say so myself. I just really love how small and compact it is. When you live in a van, that's super important. So having a speaker that's of this quality and this small is really unbeatable and super cool. Plus, it's durable. And that is why I am super glad to be partnering with them and to be able to share this with you, because I really do think it's a great product for van life. And on that note, back to our adventure.
I actually don't usually travel like this, and the constant anxious energy is part of why I prefer to pick one city as my home for a few months and not constantly just pinball around city to city. It can get exhausting to drive around and learn the area, look up crime rates, finding new spots, wondering if you'll get the knock, and if you do, will it be a cop? Will it be a fake cop? Will it be someone with a knife ready to hurt you? I feel safer knowing and learning an area, but not only am I just coming off of a break of van life, this is also my first time on the West Coast, and while I have stayed in cities like Philadelphia, Baltimore, New York City, East Coast and West Coast van life are insanely different. I don't think anyone could have prepared me for this specifically. I love what I do, but days like today make me question if it will literally be the death of me. I mean, even now, just walking up to my vehicle, I was unsure if this woman was trying to get into my vehicle. She looked in the window and then almost went as if she was going to touch the door, which is why I started recording immediately. But she's holding a baby. Do people with babies break into vehicles while holding a baby? I don't know, but that was definitely my first sign of the night, of a few others that made me question if Hollywood is really a spot I should be sleeping tonight.
So it's dark now. I just got off the phone with 3 different friends who all told me This was a terrible, terrible decision to make to park here tonight. I would say here is probably where I would normally want to draw that line of saying this is unsafe and I shouldn't sleep here. But I don't want to. Like, if I had a second person here, I'd be fine. I wouldn't even be worried about it. Yeah, I have all extensive security of my own, but just having a second person, I would just, I mean, at about 5 o'clock, it started getting dark, and my little sister wanted one of the Funko Pops I sent her a photo of, and I was like, it's getting dark, and I don't feel safe I don't ever leave the van when it gets dark. So that is why we finished up real early, and we got into the van, and we do not leave. Normally, I'd put the window covers up, and no one could see me here. I would be in my spot doing my thing. But I actually decided to stay up here because I wanted to look. That was weird. I'm gonna have nightmares about that. Oh my. The interesting thing about stealth camping is you put yourself to sleep in your most vulnerable position possible in a scary spot. And I don't know that I want to sleep near some of the things I've been seeing. What did I just see? I can't get over it. Anyway. This is the problem. I'm supposed to be scared right now, but instead I'm laughing, and that's how I'll die. I'll be like, this is a funny situation, and Jesus himself will be like, I told you it was not funny. And it's not funny. It's not funny. I say this in almost every video now, but sometimes I just need a moment to be like, how did my life come to this? How?
I already knew Hollywood wasn't the safest when I decided to stay here tonight, but I finally decided to look up the crime rates. I use a website called Crime Mapping, and you can put in your exact address. It will tell you recent crime rates in that area. For example, on this street I'm on right now, there's been a stolen vehicle and a car theft in the last 5 days. Oh, because yeah, all of those little warning tabs are all from that recently. Then I went to neighborhoodscout.com, and I learned Hollywood has one of the worst crime indexes in America. With an index of 4, it is more dangerous than 96% of US neighborhoods. My chance of being a victim here is 1 in 176.
I have been sitting here for 5 hours. My original plan was I would sit here for a while and just survey the space, see who walks by, make sure I felt comfortable. So I have decided that it would be irresponsible for me to stay here tonight, and that there really isn't a good reason.
So I finally decided to ditch Hollywood, and now I'm browsing the iOverlander app for a new spot. It only took me about a minute to find a new spot, but I was just being stubborn because I like to collect weird stealth camping spots like Infinity Stones, but unlike Black Widow, this one is not worth my life. So let's talk about the reality of these apps as well. They're literally gold mines for finding where to stay at night. But if you think about it, they're also gold for anyone looking for some places with constant vans for someone to break into or know where people are sleeping. So that can be a scary aspect of that as well. So what do you think? Is van life worth the risk? Is the risk that much higher than living in a house in these areas or just traveling in them? I mean, hotels can be dangerous too. Also, if you have any safety tips, I would love to make the comment section a supportive resource for people to find safety tips who want to get into van life regardless of the fear that may come with it. Personally, for me, I think I feel the least safe in the middle of nowhere. I feel medium safe in cities, and I feel most safe on residential or corporate streets, like the one I've decided to sleep on tonight. Yeah, there's usually some construction noise in the morning and cars driving by, but I like waking up early anyway.
I didn't even realize it, but the Angel Stadium is right there. That's so crazy. Ugh, I love finding cool spots.
Last night was a great example of one of the best parts about living in a van, that no matter where I am, if I don't feel safe or even just happy, I'm always able to jump in the driver's seat and go to somewhere better. Honestly, after last night, I was a little concerned about if I would like California, so I knew I had to make a pit stop today to remind myself of all of the upsides of van life and living on the road. That all of the struggles are for something, and that a good day is only one choice away. But yesterday was a good reminder that a bad day is only one choice away too. That's the interesting thing about choices. We can never know the full weight and consequences of them until it's too late. I find living in a van pushes me to learn more and more at an accelerated rate about life and who I want to be. And honestly, I think the West Coast has pushed that to its max capacity. I feel like I'm growing and changing so much every single day that I can feel it in my bones. And while I absolutely wouldn't mind a break, I'm excited to see what this life propels me into next.